Guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. So this is a follow-up video because Rosanna Pansino has kind of released an apology. It was kind of an apology, kind of not. She's kind of like doubling down on what she said about Tana. So this was her response, I guess we should say. If you don't know, Rosanna Pansino kind of came for Tana a few days ago, and she basically said how Tana was lying when she was on set about the cast members, okay? And then Tana basically had an incident with this guy. It was a very creepy interaction, and he kind of hurt her finger. So Tana went on her podcast and kind of explain the story. Now, Rosanna Pansino inserted herself after Tana did mention her because, you know, she was a part of her day, but she was a very small part, and Rosanna Pansino kind of went off. So I would recommend watching this video first that I made so that you're kind of caught up on the story. And now this is the response that Rosanna Pansino made after she got so much backlash for doing that.
I believe Tana when she said that a guy said something inappropriate to her on set, like he sexually harassed her on the set of Escape the Night. When she told me on set, I fully had her back and I said, I'm so sorry that happened to you and you should tell Joey. What he said to Tana was wrong, and him waiting until she was alone to say it is very telling that he knew that what he was doing was wrong. I'm proud of Tana for speaking up. She told me, she told Joey later that day on set. Like, no one deserves to be treated like that, especially on set. Everyone deserves to feel safe in a working environment. I fully support her for calling out his disgusting behavior. On my previous podcast, I said that I continue to choose to support her, even though she's mocked me.
Right, y'all, I just really hate a bitch that just wants to say this kind of stuff after the fact, like after she already got hated on for like not supporting Tana, but now all the comments are like, oh, you're not supporting Tana, this and that, blah blah blah, like you're victim blaming. Now she wants to come on and be like, I fully support her, I'm so proud of her for standing up and all of this. Like, that's why it seems like fake to me. Like, I just don't like that when it's like after the fact. Like, yeah, it's good that she's saying it now and that's the right thing to say, but how the other video was she was attacking Tana, like liar, 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 like proving her she's a liar, and then wants to say after the fact, oh, like it was just that one part, like she was lying the whole time, but like that one part we don't know if she was lying or not. I was just saying like the whole day she was like lying about what happened, and then, you know, whatever happened when we weren't there, we don't know for sure. Like, that's insinuating that she's lying. Like, let's not play around.
No way intended to claim that she was lying about being sexually harassed. The reason that I spoke out about this is because I felt Tana was associating many innocent people with the very harmful actions of one individual.
What I don't like is like Tana's describing how she felt about people there, and it's like Rosanna probably just doesn't feel the same way about people there because, first of all, she's older, okay? Like, she's in a different like timeline, like she's older, and Tana's younger. Like, you know what I mean? She feels a certain way about certain people, how they were acting around her, like this and that. She felt it, so she expressed it, and this is her experience. Like, that's what she experienced. Because Rosanna, just because you were there does not mean that you had the same experience as Tana. So she can literally tell the story like how she felt. That's how she felt. Like, you're not her, you don't know how she felt, and that's how she felt. So if she wants to stand on that, she can stand on that. That's no way for you to tell her, oh, like she was not feeling like this, like no one was being weird to her. You don't know. Like, you were not doing exactly what she was doing. You're not feeling the energy that she was feeling. Like, bro, like, I'm pretty sure, okay, if people weren't trying to get at you or make you feel uncomfortable, that's you. That's not Tana. Like,
Canceled podcast, Tana talks so negatively about how I honored my dad that it triggered me. I still deeply feel the loss of my dad, and for her and Brooke and Paige to put it out there that it was illegal, insinuating that I'm a criminal and that I was a cannibal, completely devastated me. Like, I thought Tana and I were friends. We've known each other for so many years. We've worked on projects together. I messaged her. I have looked to her for advice. Like, I literally invited her to my nephew's birthday. Like, I have just never been through something like that. And I don't think that I have ever felt this upset. Like, I snapped. I'm going to pause right here and just play some of the clips of her mocking me, calling me a cannibal, and reducing me to nothing more than a YouTuber who smoked her dead dad.
Like, at 9:30 in the morning, I'm standing there like fully ready, like in a fucking gown. And I'm having a YouTuber tell me that their parent just passed away and they turned their ashes into marijuana and then they smoked their parent. And I'm like, it's 9:30 in the morning and I'm downtown and this YouTuber is telling me about how they smoked their dead parent.
Is that against the law? That's like cannibalism.
I
in
don't
some
know, dude.
Way, shape, or form.
And I'm just like, geez Louise, what did I rope myself into, right?
Honestly, we find out what the real reason why Rosanna Pansino was so upset about Tana is really because she made that comment and, you know, she got really offended by that. Now, again, honestly, Rosanna just probably really thought they were friends and they weren't. Okay, this is like a co-worker space. This is a co-worker interaction. Like, bro, you guys are not hanging out outside of work, so therefore you're not really friends. Like, you guys are not really hanging out outside. You guys are not like having coffee together. Like, you guys are not friends. She's not having you over to your house just for funsies. Like, bro, it's business. So this is a coworker setting. And also, if my friend told me like she did that, I would still think, okay, that's like odd, that's weird. Like, let's stop pretending like that is not an odd thing to do, like to roll up your dad into a blunt and smoke them. Like, let's stop. Like, that is weird, bro. Like, that is so weird. And if you want to do that, that's fine. No one's saying you can't do that, but you can't tell me how to think about that. Like, to me, that is still weird. Like, let's stop pretending on the internet that everything just is cool and fly. Like, no, that is still weird, okay? And when you put that onto the internet, then people are going to judge. Like, every time you put yourself onto the internet, you are allowing people to judge you. And who cares? Like, if someone judges you, okay, who cares? Literally, who cares? But, like, for you to just, like, be upset that people think that that's weird, like, when it's such an obvious weird thing, like, I still wouldn't do that. I'm not even gonna lie, you guys. If my mom asked me to do that, I'd probably tell her to her face, that's weird. Like, why are you being weird? Why are you asking me to do some weird stuff? Like, as her dying request, bro, I probably wouldn't even do that. Like, ingest you? Mom. You want me to ingest you? Like, we don't know, like, the scientific repercussions of that. Like, mom, let's take a minute. Like, why? Like, what is the reason? What is the reason? So why are we pretending like that's not weird? Like, I would think the same thing, like, you weirdo, especially in the morning. Like, in the morning, you're clocking to work, you guys, and your coworkers on some shit like, oh yeah, I just like smoked my parent. Like, bro, get away from me. I'm trying to clock in. Like, like, I'm sorry if I'm a bitch. Like, maybe I just am a bitch, but yeah. So, you know, Tana's telling her story and she's like, what do you mean? Like, this girl is coming up to me telling me this in the morning, and it's just a part of her experience that made the day extra weird. Like, you did make her day extra weird, and that's the reality of it, because that was weird. So she just said that, and you felt weird, you felt like sad that she thought that that was weird, but it's weird.
It's hard for me to talk about this. I'm just extremely still sensitive about this. But for me, it crossed a line. That's my dad. When you're vulnerable and you open up and you share intimate details about your life with the public, like, you expect random people to be judgmental, but not your friends. It may not be something that they would do, but I wouldn't expect them to be mean or mock me. They were laughing at me and calling me a cannibal. A cannibal? I honestly don't understand why Tana didn't just talk to me, like, if I was annoying her, instead of blasting it on the internet on multiple podcasts. She didn't just go on one podcast. She went on multiple podcasts and mocked me over and over and over again for views. She may not understand this, but people have been harassing me since I uploaded the first episode of my podcast. Just to give you guys an understanding of some of the judgmental comments that I have been receiving for months, I'm just going to play a clip right here. It's of these three guys. They have a podcast where they usually just talk about sports, but they took a break from talking about sports to shit all over me and say some of the meanest, judgmental, and just, it's beyond cruel. Like, some of the things that they said is like, my dad deserved to die and shit like that. Like, it's just like straight up evil.
To me, that's a little bit over the top. Why wouldn't you just like roll one up and smoke it in his honor, I guess? I mean, one, you're growing weed at your house, so I hope the authorities have berated that studio and got taken care of that. Yeah, you deserve to go to jail. This is a jail time thing for me.
Really?
Your jail time are 6 months under supervision of some authority. You know, I just don't know how we got here. I just don't. At what point does it come to your head? You know what? When I die,
Smoke me.
Smoke me. Daughter, smoke me.
That guy was a cult leader. 100%.
Some people are better off dead. I mean, it's just the truth. It might hurt some feelings, but, you know, they just are.
Well, I mean, I just think his dying wish was terrible. I don't know if he did, you know.
Well,
I wouldn't say that.
Well,
I think that's
if that's your dying wish, I mean, how great was your, I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, they spread information and said what I did was illegal. It's not. They said my dad was a cult leader for doing this. They said he deserved to die. I understand that this is not a clip from Tana, but it's three friends, like her three friends sitting around, and they're saying something that's in the realm of these hateful people. It's even within the realm, like they're saying it's illegal. They're insinuating I'm a criminal for it. They're saying I'm a cannibal. Like, the judgmental tone of that video, it broke my fucking heart. And I think I just snapped and I just saw red. And I think Tana hit below the belt. Like, you do not mock your friend's dead dad. That is hurtful and that is mean. It's fucked up.
Okay, listen, bro. So her getting so emotional about that, like, it's just like Tana honestly didn't say anything close to what those three guys were saying. So like I get it. What those three guys were saying was mean, saying like your dad deserved that, like, to pass away, which is never okay. Like, it's never okay to speak on someone's deceased family member. But again, like, you're putting stuff out there for like the whole world to judge you, and the whole world don't give a fuck about you. Like, I know the whole world don't give a fuck about me. Like, they don't care. People do not care. Like, I know if I posted about like one of my family members passing away, I know the whole world is not going to care. Like, I just know that. Me being like 24 years old, 24, I realize that I'm just not that important to other people. Like, we're not that important, girl. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, some people don't give a fuck. Like, I could pass away tomorrow and some people wouldn't care. Like, if I got posted on Instagram on like World Star, they'd be like, and who was she? Like, some YouTuber passed away, they'd be like, who? Never heard of her. Like, who cares? Like, it happens all the time, bro. Like, I just realized that. I'm like, the whole world doesn't revolve around me, and some people are just not gonna care. Just like I don't know about everybody in the world. It's impossible for everyone to care about everybody in that extent. So yeah, people are going to be rude when you put stuff out there. People are going to judge because they don't have any emotion towards you. And that's just life, okay? We got to learn that at some point, or else you're going to have a really hard time on this world, honestly. Like, the more you just, like, don't care about what others think, the more you'll just be chilling. Like, be confident. Oh, yeah, I smoked my deceased father, and what about it? People are talking. I don't care, because you know what? I honored him, and I'm going to stand on that. Now, you did not have the same energy for these three men, okay? Like, you didn't make a separate video coming for them and whatever, because I guess they're random. But what you need to learn is that Tana was not your friend then. It's like, okay, take it in. Tana was not my friend because she's talking about this situation that, whatever I told her because I thought we were friends. This is where you learn, oh, we were not friends. And I think you got hurt about that. Like, you got hurt that you realized, like, we're not friends. Like, Tana kept saying come on her podcast but never did. Like, you guys even talked about that. Tana never had you on because y'all are not friends. So as a grown adult, you just have to take that in. Okay, we're not friends, and move accordingly from there. You don't have to go on the internet blasting her story and have such crazy energy towards her when you didn't even have that kind of energy for these three guys telling you that your dad deserved to pass away. Like, where was the energy for that? But you have all this energy for Tana when she didn't even say anything close to what those three guys were saying. And that's what's like, you're bottling all this in from other people, and then you just let it out on her, and that's not fair either.
I shouldn't have anything to do with the Escape the Night story. She threw me in there as she was talking about her negative experiences on set, and I was a part of the negative experiences. Sorry.
Honestly, like, yeah, you were a part of the negative experiences. Like, that's how she felt about it. Like, she was like, that's weird, and you made my day worse. Like, I'm so sorry, but like, that is true. Like, take it in. You're not friends. Okay, like, that hurts, but relax a little bit. Like, not everyone's gonna like you. Like, you want everyone to like you so bad. Like, she didn't like that. She thought you were weird. Some people are gonna think you're weird, and that's okay. Find other weird people and kiki. Like, that's how it is,
People are like, well, you made a video to talk about her. Yes, in response, because she did it first. A lot of Tana's followers who just follow her blindly through everything that she does, they were saying, well, Tana wasn't mocking you. She didn't use you by name. What other famous YouTuber has done what I did?
Like, Rosanna makes it seem like Tana made this whole video just about Rosanna. Like, it was not about Rosanna. Like, she was mentioned, like, 2 times because she was there and she was a part of it, and you made her day worse. That was her experience. You just have to take it in and move on. If you want to make it, like, address the situation just where she spoke on that, she could have won this so easily if she just only spoke on the fact that what Tana said hurt her. Like, if she just spoke on that, it'd be like, okay, like, and then people would be like, oh my gosh, like, whatever, that's so rude of Tana to speak on that, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that she made an hour-long video picking apart Tana's story about how she felt, harassed in an inappropriate way, pick that apart for an hour, and then, like, mention that part, for, like, 5 minutes of the story. Like, bro, it could have been, like, a 10-minute, 12-minute video of you just being like, I honored my father, and I really thought we were friends, and that really hurt that, like, she was, like, saying that about me. Then everyone would have been like, oh my gosh, like, Tana was so wrong for that. But you turned into the wrong one because you let your anger get the best of you. You wanted to pick apart of, like, her story that really had nothing to do with you. Like, Tana literally wasn't even making the story about you. You were just mentioned in it, and that's all.
I told her in my message that I thought She agreed with Tana about being illegal and a cannibal, and I thought they were sitting together and laughing and making fun of me on her podcast.
I walk in and I love it's 9 a.m. downtown LA and I haven't slept for an hour, and she's telling me about how she just and I podcast about this, and then all the comments are like, she's talking about never do that. She's lying. And I'm like, why? Where do you people get off thinking that I would make that up?
I have a text that says that. She texted me that's what she was doing. Yeah.
But after hearing Trisha's response, I believe her. I believe that she wasn't judging me or making fun of me. I'm not upset with Trish. I am upset with Tana. I also told Trish that I was sorry to hear about what happened to her downtown LA because I didn't know that information.
Oh yeah, basically after all that, Tana and Trish talked about it because Tana was very upset about how Rosanna acted towards Tana. Like, she should have not came at her like that because Tana's telling her story about how she felt. And what I hate about this is Rosanna, like, apologizes to Trisha. And it's like, literally, she owes the biggest apology to Tana. And not once she told Tana that, I'm sorry. Like, I am sorry for how I spoke about you, because she's not sorry. Rosanna is not sorry. She's sorry she got the backlash, and that's why she's doubling back on this. And she's just kind of still coming for Tana, like saying like, oh, like she said this and this and this, and that's why I was upset. Not like, I'm sorry, like that I made it seem like, you know, I'm trying to make it seem like she's a liar and I didn't believe her. Like, I believed her. There was no like sorry though, but she literally said, I apologize to Trisha, which I'm like, oh my gosh, like you owe that to Tana.
That I grew up in a very poor area with a very high crime rate. And this is something that's sensitive to me too, because I was constantly talked down to and treated very poorly for much of my life because of it. So to hear people like Tana talk down about the people who live downtown, as in the rickets of LA, it just brought back a lot of hurt.
You walk in and the production company is all men from like the rickets of Los Angeles.
Tana was talking about them like they were less than. She was saying like, ew, gross, I have to work with people that are from the rickets of LA.
Like, and it was just like very creepy. Like I just, the vibes with every interaction I had with every single person.
A lot of people don't understand where I grew up and how I grew up because it's honestly something that I don't really want to think about. I've worked really hard to get to the place I am now in life, and I feel more comfortable opening up about my past. I have many stories about that, but a story that really hurts my heart is one time my sister and I were hanging out with some new friends, and someone asked my sister where she was from, and she answered them, and they went, ugh, turned around, turned their back to her, and just walked away.
So Rosanna basically is saying like she was triggered from how Tana was like talking down on people. But what she doesn't know is like Tana's literally came from a poor background. Like, she literally talks about like her dad, her mom, not that good parents. Her dad like is awful. Like, she doesn't have a relationship with them. Okay, her house had roaches. She grew up poor. Like, she grew up poor. Like, she didn't grow up rich. Like, she's not privileged when she was younger, like at all. At all. She built herself brick by brick just as well as like Rosanna did. So it's just like Rosanna feels some type like, oh, Tana's privileged, this and that. She literally built herself just making videos online. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're projecting now. Tana's just making a comment, oh, it seems like they're from the rickets of LA. Like, girl, be so for real. That's not even that deep. It's not even that serious. Like, you really shouldn't even be online at all if you're gonna be that offended. Like, seriously, someone watch this bitch, because like you really need to grow up. Like, the rickets of LA and you're offended. She's not even talking about you and you're getting triggered over here. Like, stay offline if you're gonna be triggered that much. Like, really, like, it's actually irritating. Like, someone's telling their story, has really nothing to do with you. She's talking about other people, rickets of LA. Like, girl, grow up. Like, seriously. So that was just funny to me that she's like, I just got offended. Like, it literally has nothing to do with you. So like, you could just like shut the fuck up.
I was trying to make my first video and I definitely missed the mark. I'm just going to reiterate it again. When Tana told me what happened to her on set, I believed her. I even said that in my original video, that I'm choosing to believe her, even though she said terrible things about me. Even though she's out there mocking my dead dad, I am still choosing to believe her. I am very much compartmentalizing these things, and I'm doing my best to do so. Quote Tana, 2 things can be true. I believe something terrible happened to Tana. I also know that she slandered an entire crew who were innocent.
Okay, that's cool that you say that you believe her, but you made an hour-long video talking about like, oh, well, Tana's a known liar. She's lied about this, and she's lying about this. She's lying about this. She's lying about this. Picking apart her story for an hour, and then basically being like, okay, and then this happened. Again, we weren't there, so I don't know for sure. But again, leading up to that, she's very uncredible, you guys. She's very uncredible and just lying about the whole day and the whole experience. So insinuating that she lied, like, stop pretending that you were on her side. You made this whole video trying to tell people that what she said was just not true. And then you're going to be like, okay, but like that little part that we weren't there for, like, who knows what happened in there? She lied about this guy. She lied about that. But who knows what happened in that little part, you know? No, I'm not believing that. Like, I literally am not believing that at all. So you have to stand on what you said. You said it, and now you're getting backlash. So now you're making this video being like, I did believe her, guys. Like, I did. You know, I just upset that she, like, talked about my deceased father, which is really where you should have started. You should have started with that, but you didn't, and now you got to double back on that. So that's where I stand on that. Like, we really saw your true colors with that and how you really feel about Tana, and you're upset that you guys are not as close as you thought you were, and that you're not friends. Not everybody wants to be your friend. And also, like, stay in your age limit, bro. Like, this 20-something-year-old doesn't want to be friends with you. Okay? And I know that hurts, but that's the reality of it. And then we need to be a big girl and grow up and accept that and be like, okay, fine. Like, it's just business, and now I know where I stand with you. And that's it. So yeah, you guys, that's just my opinion on this. You already know, like, comment, subscribe, because the opinions that I give is not going to be like, it's going to be how I really feel about it. And this is how I really feel about it, because on the internet, people don't like to say how they really feel because they're scared of people's opinions. Not I. Like, I'm just going to literally say how I feel about it. Like, I just do not like this girl anymore. She thought that she was big and bad because she came against Mr. Beast, but now she's coming against Tana, and she felt it. So now she knows her spot. She didn't know her place. Don't come for Tana, because if she literally would have just came for Tana talking about her deceased father, she would have won this so easily. Like, it was so easy. Like, she needs some PR managing or something. Like, she let the emotions get the best of her. And also how she did this second video where she's sitting on her podcast alone talking about how she felt. She threw some tears in there. Very good. Very nice. But the fact that you made the first video and you have a man sitting on your podcast with you, like your man, defending you, like, a man's opinion should not be involved with a girl's opinion on how she felt, like, violated by a different man. Like, why would a man be there? Like, why would a man be there? Like, why do you have a man sitting up there against you, like, picking apart this other woman? Like, do it alone. Do it by yourself. You having him jumping in, like, oh yeah, she was lying the whole day too. Like, you did it so wrong. Should have been this video, the first one, and then you would have ate, but you didn't. So stand on that.